Hi guys, welcome to Showunmioclock. My name is Showunmioclock, and on today's video, I'm going to be talking about bullying in the workplace. Bullying in the workplace is such an emotional thing for us blacks or immigrants because sometimes we feel like we are not represented enough. We don't have anyone to fight for us. People do not understand. And we also think that we are being picked upon because of our color. To some extent, sometimes it's true, some other extent, it's not so true. So, the first thing I would advise anyone going through bullying is to, first of all, understand what the bullying is all about. Like, you need to know where the bullying is coming from, know who is bullying you, know what events you classify as bullying, and you should be able to put that in writing. So, I would advise that you keep a record of whatever is happening. So, what I would tell people is when you're experiencing bullying at work, you need to know for sure what you're classifying as bullying. So, if I feel like this person is bullying me, what events made me conclude that this person is bullying me? I need to be able to outline it because sometimes when they call you, okay, you've reported that this person is bullying you, what has the person done? And you don't have any maybe facts, or you don't know, you are not really saying anything, like you're just beating around the bush, then it looks like you're putting a false alarm. You understand? So what exactly is this person doing? I have felt something that felt like bullying. I felt so bad. I felt so emotional. And I was like, no, no way. Like when it first happened, I was like, there's really nothing I can do about it. Don't worry, God fights for me. And I was, just going about my duty. Then when I started speaking to other people, I understood that it was really, really unfair on me and I had to take action. So I sent email to the person affected because the person was sort of my line manager to understand, why did you do this to me? Is there anything you could do to make it better? And her response also shows that this wasn't fair on me. So what I did was I reported it to an higher authority. I was ready to take it to an higher authority. So for black community, sometimes we feel like once we report to the manager, that is all. If they are not taking it up, there's really nothing we can do about it. But I beg to differ. That is why you are registered with your union body. That is why you have a manager. That is why you have a matron. And if it doesn't get sorted, like you can take it to your HR. If it doesn't get sorted, then you can take it to your trade union. You have representative for you, even if it means filing court orders or some other things. There are a lot of things that you can do. So let's us see how we can identify bully at work. So bullying can occur in any shape or any form. It can be in the through physical, maybe face to face, talking down on you. It can be sending emails that are not appropriate to you. It might be even calling you out. It might be downgrading your skills, talking down on you, or even giving you a share of inappropriate work. So you can find out that you're doing more work than you're supposed to do, or you are being picked upon by the person, or even group of people. Sometimes it might be group of people, sometimes it might be persons. And the first thing is for you to speak to a trusted person. Put out your concerns down. You don't necessarily need to feel like it's happening to me because it is me. You are not the problem. The person is the problem, and we need to address that problem, which is the person. So, what bullying are you kind of facing? What bullying are you facing at work? If you're able to identify what you're facing, maybe the person altered bad words at you, or the person is not treating you rightly, then who are you able to report to? You can report to your line manager. If you are a shift, you can report to the midwife in charge, or the nurse in charge, or your band 6 or your band 7, depending on who is there. And I know as black, as immigrants, we kind of stay back on who to report to because we feel like maybe they are all together or they are not going to support you. But I think that reasoning is actually very wrong, because as a boss in the workplace, you're meant to stand up for all your employees. It's your rights for your manager to stand up for you. So do not be emotional about it. Try to put your statements in a logical manner, because if you go to your manager and you're like halting, you are saying wrong words, like I don't know what she's doing, like you're rude, or you are not presenting it in a manner that is approachable, you would kind of turn the argument. You're kind of turning the argument out of your favor, because if the person comes to the manager and said, "Oh, the way this person is talking to me is so rude. That was why I responded to her that way." Your manager cannot say much because she has also seen you being rude to her, or she's also seen you in attitude that is not all right. So she might feel like, "Oh, this person is just trying to, you know, trying to come and seek favoritism instead of justice." Do you understand? Because they might feel like you're trying to, I don't know how to put it, but if you go to your manager and you don't present this in a logical, calm, and respectful manner, you might be at the receiving end at the end of the day. No matter how angry you are, try to keep your voice low. If you cannot contain your anger because of that issue at the point in time, you might want to try to send in a letter first. Send in your grievance, let them know how hurt you are about these things that are happening. A lot of times, even the blacks, we do not even know when there is bullying, and you cannot even identify. So you need to identify what exactly is bullying. And depending on the response of your manager, you need to also try to stand up for yourself. For example, if someone talks to you in a rude manner, I can call the person and say, "Sorry, I do not like the way you spoke to me." Or even there and then, I can say, I do not appreciate how you speak to me. If you could just speak to me in a more respectful manner. You've made your points known without being rude to anyone, without taking on that emotions. I know it's so hard, but these are one of the things I am trying to understand. And when we come to this environment, you see that is also the way that these people act. And when you are in Rome, you behave like a Roman. I have a number of people that I felt like they were inappropriate in their attitude, but the way I responded to them has brought their wings down, to the extent that when we are walking, we are now cordial. We are able to say things. I'm able to we don't even have issues, because I have brought down all the things I feel like are issues to me. There was one time one person was like shouting at me on the shift, and I was like, "You can't talk to me like that. Do what you want to do. I'm going to come and help you." And I responded with kindness. When the person needed help, I didn't say it was because you did this to me, you did that to me. I was able to remain professional. And at the end of the day, she came to apologize to me. And we are really good colleagues when we're on shifts together. So sometimes it might be like you're intimidating them, or maybe they've heard something about you and they're bringing it to the workplace. But if you are able to do your job, be professional about it. If you have any concerns, you report it in a professional manner, and you find out that people will like, "Oh, that lady, she doesn't do like that. Why are you being wicked to her? Why are you acting that way to her?" And sometimes you also notice that it is not only you that's been making the complaints, other people are making the complaints, and the management is also trying to deal with that particular person, or dealing with that particular issue. So understand the levels the levels you can go to. If you feel like your line manager is not giving you a say, or your line manager is picking sides for that particular issue, you can report it to your manager. See what the manager does. If the manager is not doing that, report it to your matron. Your matron actually has that right to also look into the issue. If your matron is not looking into the issue, let them know that I am going to take this issue up. If it's not been addressed, yes, let them know. It's your right as an employee. If I feel bullied by any one of my colleagues or my manager, and no one is saying anything about it, and no one is doing anything about it, I am going to make them know that I am reporting this to the to the RCM, to the trade union, if you don't do anything about it. And that should trigger them to do anything about it, because you know your rights, you know what is meant to be, you know what is not meant to be. So if you feel like, oh, you're reporting it, but I know that by the time it gets to the trade union, there are a lot of independent bodies that can look into the issues, that can tell you, that can call them to order. So you don't necessarily need to feel intimidated. You don't need to feel scared. You don't need to feel afraid. You need to, know your rights and be able to stand up for yourself. So I know it's a little bit difficult when you are also new in a place. So when you are new in a place, try to understand the dynamics, what is happening there. You should just know that it's your right. You are not meant to be bullied, no matter where you are, no matter what you're doing. You are not meant to be bullied. And if you are the one having the bullying allegations against you, just make sure you keep a track record of everything that is being said, so that when you want to present your case, you understand you are not beating around the bush. You are able to go straight to the point. This is what was said at this particular time, and I felt offended. I reported to the manager. Nothing has been done. This person repeated the same thing this day and that day, and at the end of the day, you're able to make a case out of yourself. So I really hope this is going to help someone out there that is dealing with bullying at work, or is getting fed up. Just know that you are not the issue. The bully is who needs to be addressed. The bully is the person that needs to be addressed. Some people would even bully people without even knowing that the attitude they are putting on is a bullying attitude. So they need to be called to order before they start to intimidate everyone in the workplace. I hope this video makes sense to you. Please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll see you again in our next video. Bye for now.